Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Kahallah, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. All right, first and foremost, I'd like to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Akim out there teaching and preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listen learning, and to the Bayah Shadabadat, the house of David. All right, I'm Ayah Shatab with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp, coming to you through the will and power of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, with another lesson. Lord willing, it be edifying unto the body. All right, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and you Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird whose father's line goes back. You are the true children of Israel. All right, if your father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, all right, you may look like the other nations. You'd be considered a speckled bird or a Gentile foreigner, all right? But if your father's line goes back, you are the children of Israel, all right? 2/3 of the nation of Israel will perish and die for the disobedience and the lack of faith, and for not believing upon the testimony, for not following the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of their ability that were set forth for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and the speckled bird once again. All right, 1/3 of the nation of Israel who believe upon the testimony, who believe upon the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, who rehearse and practice the righteous acts to the best of their ability, will receive salvation, all right, from Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. All right, but without further ado, going to go ahead and get into this lesson. Lord willing, to be edifying unto the body. It's going to be along the lines of unjust judges. All right, Salakia, unjust judgments. All right, unjust judgments. And this is exactly what Esau Edom prescribes. All right, unjust judgments in all his ways. All right, and matter of fact, we're going to go to the book of the Wisdom of Solomon. All right, it's going to be in chapter 2. I'm going to start here at verse 10, and it reads, let us oppress let us oppress the poor righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs on the age. Right, so Esau Edom has no respect. Right, has no respect for the elders, has no respect for those who have labored. All right, in a physical sense. He has no respect for his military, his troops. All right, hey, that's why he has homeless veterans. Okay, veterans without limbs, still in need and want of all things. All right, here it is that these men, women, all right, have fought for his cause. All right, but this devil, hey, has no respect for them. Okay, even those who have done his bidding. Okay, it goes to show you, hey, the unjust judge that he is. Okay, continuing on. Verse 11, and it reads, let our strength be in the law of justice. This devil complains, all right, his own people complain about justice, but this man is in the forefront saying, hey, we are a just country. Right, from the Nord Stream pipeline that this devil has had some issues on. Okay, I got to watch what you say. Has had some issues on and doesn't want to take a vote, all right, to investigate it. Goes to show you one of the reasons why this devil is unjust. Okay, because this devil very well knows that he knows the information of what happened to that Nord Stream pipeline, amongst all other judgments. All right, who the children of Israel really are. All right, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. And these devils understand what it is for us to get back in what we have to do to return to our power. But as long as we are away from our power, as long as we transgress the true judgment and the true judge, all right, and the judgments of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, this devil stays on top, all right, with his vain philosophies, okay, his false idolatry, as you see the Baphomet on this screen, okay, leading you astray you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. It is this very thing that this devil has over you to keep you in subjection. All right? I'm going to read that again. This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, and verse 11, and it reads, "Let our strength be the law of justice." This devil is the first to say and comply and say, "Oh, justice for everybody." All right, the scales of justice are tilted, right, and they're tilted in Esau Edom's favor. Continuing on, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth. Verse 12, therefore let us lie in wait for the righteous, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. Right. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's law is clean contrary to the Aleister Crowley spirit that the devil comes in, do as thy wilt. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai has laws, statutes, and commandments that are to be followed, not to be questioned. All right. These laws, statutes, and commandments will lead you, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, unto eternal life. All right, if you would but hearken unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's words. All right, 2/3 of the nation of Israel will not obey. Therefore, they will have to learn death by pain. But they will be back, and they will be back through the loins of the elect of the 1/3. All right, first and foremost, starting with the 144,000 elect men of the nation of Israel. Then the rest of the men, the multitude of the men, women, and children who believe upon the nation of Israel, all right, will bring forth and bring back, all right, the nation of Israel, through having children in the kingdom, through the act of a marriage, through the act of sex, all right. This is happening, all right, and will happen in heaven. Okay. Continuing on, he upbraideth us with our offending the law, and objecteth to our infamy, to transgression of our education. Right, the infamy and the transgression of their education. Right, everything that these devils have in them, is contrary to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai's law, statutes, and commandments. All right, these devils were set up to be the adversary. All right, the word devil is adversary, to be contrary to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wants righteousness. This devil wants wickedness. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wants cleanliness. This devil wants filth. Okay, this devil is unjust and filthy in all his ways. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai wants you to live a life of peace, peace and harmony and stability of mind. The devil wants you frantic, fucked up, and fucked off. Okay? It goes and shows in everything that he does, everything that he sets forth, what he puts in his medications, and so on and so forth. All right? Esau Edom is the counterpart of Satan, all right, on this side. All right? Let's go to the book Salakia. We're going to go to the book of Psalms. It's going to be chapter 4. Book of Psalms is going to be chapter 4. Salakia. I'm looking for it. Right, Salakia. It's not Psalms. It's the book of Proverbs. All right, it's the book of Proverbs. This will be chapter 4 and verse 16, and it reads, For they sleep not, except they have done mischief. Right. This devil sleeps, right? Does not sleep unless they have done mischief in some way, shape, or form. Unless they have caused Jake to go off. Right. Unless they have put Jake in a terrible case. Continuing on. And their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to fall. Right. So Jake has to be going off. All right. This devil has to put certain things in play. This devil has to mix fabric, has to set up unjust laws. This devil has to take away, what little freedoms, your so-called freedoms you have, and put you in a terrible case. Stop and frisk, okay? Amongst a multitude of other unrighteous decrees that are set up by this devil. Okay, continuing on, verse 17. For they eat the bread of the wicked and drink the wine of violence. Right, and this is what these devils do. Hey, they eat the bread of the wicked, they smile in your face, and understand that, hey, 2/3 of the nation of Israel eat the bread of the wicked, pursuant to the book of John, chapter 8 and verse 44. Okay, they continue to follow after their father, the devil, and drink the wine of violence. 2/3 of the nation of Israel are some of the most violent, backbiting people. All right, and they can only be backbiting and transgressing the law because the law was only given, to the Israelites. All right, but this law, this man's law, all right, this I believe it's called the color of law. All right, this color of law, is Esau's strength and his justice. Okay, this is how he performs his justice as he sees fit. All right, through his documentation, through his legislative branch, all right, to do everything it is that he wants to do. Okay, he continues to do to you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, and you speckled birds whose father's line goes back. All right, as you've seen violence being committed on our nation. All right, and it's warranted because it is sanctioned by Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. All right, the 2/3 of the nation of Israel, will have to suffer through those calamities and those judgments that are being sent out. All right, because they care not for Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai or his laws, statutes, and commandments that he has put forth for them to be better. Okay, to be led in the correct way of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. Okay, Salakia. Dog is snoring. All right. Let's go ahead and let's go to the book of Ephesians. All right, this is going to be the book of Ephesians. It's going to be chapter 6. It's going to be the book of Ephesians, chapter 6, and verse 10, and it reads, verse 10, Salakia. I'll just read it from verse 10, yeah. And it reads, finally, my brethren, be strong in Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, and in the power of his might. Put on the whole armor of Yahweh, B'Shem Yahushai, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the evil, wiles of the devil. Right. So you have to put on the armor of Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai. And putting on that armor is attending to words, Yahweh B'Shem Yahushai's words, his laws, statutes, and commandments set forth for you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native American, and Seminole Indians. Okay? Verse 12, and it reads, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities. All right? Against powers, against the rulers of the darkness and the world of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. All right, Salakia, give me a second. All right, Salakia, dog was calling the hogs. All right. Salakia, let me go ahead and start over. This would be the book of Ephesians, chapter 6 and verse 12, and it reads, "For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness and of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places." Right, and this is everything we have to deal with. All right, we not only a battle against the demons on the daily of Esau, Edom, who are out and about and who are amongst us. All right, but we battle the wickedness in the music. All right, the enchantments that they put on the music, enchantments of the food, enchantments of the clothes that you wear. All right, mixed fabrics and everything to keep you going against the law. All right, whether it be a council of their FDA, USD, or whatever it is. All right, it is always contrary to Yahweh Shem Yahushai's a doctrine. It is contrary to the law, statutes, and commandments that are set forth for Israel. These devils continue to have a so-called justice system, but it is their justice that they are performing against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. All right? Hey, look historically, redlining and so on and so forth. All right, Jim Crow laws. Everything that has been will be again, as you've seen Jim Crow laws being put back into place. Okay? It is this thing that these devils continue to do and continue to show you. But you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, hey, care not to understand and care not to see what this devil is exactly doing to you, okay? Because you yourself are of your father, the devil, okay? You're in that Aleister Crowley spirit. You want to continue in this life as if it has a benefit unto you, as if you receive some type of reward. You are his adversary, because Yahweh Shem Yahushai chose you to be of the nation. If your father's line goes back to a so-called Negro, Latino, Native American, or Seminole Indian, so you were contrary to him and his doings. Okay. This is going to be the book of Psalms. It's going to be Psalms chapter 94. Chapter 94. And I'm going to start at verse 20. It reads, Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? All right. And this is you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. You were made in the image of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. To follow his laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability is to be and put away mischief to the best of your ability. All right, because we are not perfect on this side. All right, but if you're not practicing and rehearsing the righteous acts of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, you are considered an anti-Hamashiach, an anti-Christ. All right, you are anti everything of Yahweh Shem Yahushai if you attend not to Yahweh Shem Yahushai's laws, statutes, and commandments and his judgments. Okay, you are the adversary. You advocate for your father, all right, the devil, okay? Continuing on, verse 21, and it reads, They gather themselves together against the soul of the righteous, and they condemn the innocent blood. They condemn the innocent blood continuously, always trying to put Jake in a bad situation, always trying to blame Jake for something, all right? Hey, here it is. If you've been watching the news, you watch TikToks, or you watch on YouTube and you look up things and you start researching, you see what this devil is exactly doing. all right, not only from those latex, the face mask, all right, that have lifelike features of a so-called Negro, Latino, or Native American man. Don't get me wrong, they use it for movies and everything as well. But now that this is, you're able to receive this in the mainstream, how many times have Jake been set up? All right, how many robberies have been placed where it looks like a so-called Negro or Latino or Native American? All right, how many times? It is these things, and that's just one thing. These are these things that these devils have continued to do in devising their laws after mischief, because all you have to say is he fits the description, she fits the description. It is something that is used as a tool, all right, for their justice system, all right, against you, Jake, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians, all right, the nation of Israel, all right, and use it really against the 1/3, all right, the 1/3 of the nation of Israel, because 2/3, 2/3 of the nation of Israel agree with this devil, all right, they want to be just like this devil, okay. It's going to be the book of Psalms, chapter 50, and I'm going to start at verse 16, and it reads, "But unto the wicked, Yahweh, Bashem Yahushai, saith, What hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?" And this is exactly what this devil has done. He has taken the covenant of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai in his mouth. All right. He said, "Hey, God bless America." All right. And Yahweh Bashem Yahushai has no care and no love for this land. All right. He has no care, no love for the founding fathers that have set this nation up. Okay. Who have put their laws into place, who wrote that documentation. All right. Hey, it was a framework that was supposed to be after men of God. All right. And here it is. It's a very contrary, very controversial. All right. And Salakia, I had a brain fart. All right. Very controversial and very adverse to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. From the foundation, all right, from the base, from the beginning, has always been contrary to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. All right. There's no need for a color of law when you have the law to govern the universe. All right. This is verse 17, and it reads, "Seeing thou hast instructed and cast my words behind thee, then thou sawest a thief, then thou consented with him, and has been partakers with adulterers." This devil has continued to give consent and be a partaker with adulterers in everything that they do. All right. From changing over their laws, statutes, and commandments, and amending their laws, statutes, and commandments, and setting forth amendments in them. All right. They can't even live by the code and judicial system that they set up. They have to continuously change it to fit their agenda. All right. Goes to show you that they are unjust in all their ways. They have no soundness about them. They have no wisdom. All right. Continuing on, verse 19, and it reads, "Thou givest thy mouth to evil, and thy tongue frameth deceit." Right. This devil continuously, yet again, frames deceit through his law. All right. Through the laws that have been set up, and through the laws that are already on the books waiting to be passed. Okay. To make you believe as if you really have a choice. All right. You vote for one candidate and they're one and the same, even though that they're two. All right. But in your mind, you're voting for the the lesser of two evils. All right. How is there a lesser of two evils if evil is still evil? There is no, it's contradictory. All right. This devil has continued to perpetuate lies continuously. All right. Once again, from the beginning. Verse 20. Thou sittest and speaketh against thy brother. Right. This devil speaketh against thy brother. Who's thy brother? All right. Esau Edom speaks against Jacob. Esau Edom is the older brother of Jacob. All right. It was the two manners of the nations in thy womb. But nevertheless, this devil speak against Jacob. Okay. Continuing on. Thou slanderest thy own mother's son. All right. And slander continuously. Hey, they're trying to cry out to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. They're trying to cry out to the Most High and His only begotten Son. All right. Hey, to find us and to blame us. All right. To blame us for something that we cannot be blamed for. All right. But that's why he's the slanderer, speaking ill of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's chosen people. Continuing on, verse 21, and it reads, These things hast thou done, and I keep silent. Thou, Slaki, though thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one of thyself. Right, this devil, believes that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is finding him just, that that they are on one accord. All right, that this devil is doing the bidding and the work of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, you were a whipping stick, You were a whipping stick to give punishment, but then you took it too far. All right, but now that you've took it too far, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua, all those sins have reached up unto heaven. All right, the sins first and foremost of the Israelites. All right, but the atrocities and everything that you have committed, and the sins that you have helped Israel commit by putting a law contrary to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua's law, statutes, and commandments. All right, and that's why you're the number one enemy of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. All right, continuing on. But I will reprove thee and set them in order before thine eyes. Right, and Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to correct and reprove these devils. All right, as well as correct and reprove his nation in the eyes of these heathens. All right, all these heathen nations, Yahweh Bashem Yahushua is going to correct his nation in front of, but especially Esau Edom. All right, for that smack in the face, to show him that Yahweh Bashem Yahushua has the laws, statutes, and commandments set in place for a reason and for a people. All right, Lord willing, this was an edifying lesson. I want to give all honor and glory and praise unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahushai Bahashem, Rechak Kodash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, to all the Hakim out there teaching, preaching this truth with 144% sincerity, to the men, women, and children listen, learning, and to the Bayashadabadat, the house of David. I'm Ayashatab with Men of Valor, Las Vegas camp. Till the next time, I say Shalom, Wa Abal Babal, Kwam Yasharala. Shalom.